All right. So let us do the next problem. 68. Okay. Text justification. Oh, I've touched this before. Given an array of strings, words, and width max width, format this text such that each line has exactly max width characters and is fully it's like okay, yeah, okay, I know what that is. You should pack your words in a greedy approach. Pack as many words as you can in each line. Pad extra spaces when necessary, so that each line, yeah, sure. So some words might be further apart than others. Extra spaces should be distributed. Extra spaces between words should be distributed as evenly as possible. If the number of spaces on a line does not divide evenly, the empty slots on the left will be assigned more spaces than the slots on the right. Sure, okay. For the last line, it should be left justified and no extra space is inserted between words. So it's like one space between words and then just like left, I guess, bunches more, like fill up the rest on the right side, I guess. A word is defined as a character sequence consisting of non-space characters, sure. Each word's length is guaranteed to be greater than 0 and not okay, good, that'd be awkward. The input array contains at least word, okay, nice. That's kind. So this is an example of a text just, yeah, so like this is a word and then max width is 16, so like 4 plus 2 plus 2 gives you 8, but 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that would fit, but then you wouldn't have enough spaces for the gaps between words, I guess. So you have to put example in the next line. So like, okay, if you're gonna have 3 words, then you're gonna need at least 2 spaces between the words. So if 3 words are counted at plus 2 spaces, and that exceeds, if the next word plus a space exceeds 16, then you're in trouble. So this by itself can just fit. With a space and is can fit. With a space and an and can fit. With a space and example would not fit. Like this is an example squished together without any spaces would fit, I think. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, that would fit. But because you need at least one space between words, example has to go on the next line. Okay, so that's how we have to count it. So I might just write that down. So this is, what's this called? Text justification. You basically want to, so you ask, so for the current line, you want to say, what did I want to say? So for the first, take the first word, because we know the first word will fit on the line. Then if the length of the next word, word, plus 1 because of that required space, does not exceed the limit, then add the next word. So we want to be keeping track of I need to keep track of 2 things. One is to keep track of the non-space characters, the non-space count, and keep track of the all character count. So that's letters, punctuation, and spaces. So how I would write this is something like, assuming we're in a current line, maybe we have something like this, some array, and then we say, like, these are my words. Hang on. So words for line I, line 0, line 1, etc. starts as empty. And then like, we'll say current word would be 0 at the moment. Quota equals 0 and num non-space equals 0 as well. So we would words for line I, we would initially just append whatever the current word is, because we know that that will fit because it won't blow past. That's what they said. This W is referring to the words array. Okay. So words for line I is append. So yeah, so then for each subsequent word, so current word increments, we ask the question, okay, the number of incoming chars is equal to word at current word, word at current plus 1. So the incoming characters from this word, plus we need an extra character for the space. If the number of incoming chars plus the current quota blows past the max width, then break out, basically. This will be within a loop. Otherwise, we are allowed to add this word for line I. We can safely add this word, and we can, the quota will increase. Is quota a good word for this? Probably not. If we can increase by the number of incoming characters, and the number of non-space can increment by the length of the current word, and then current word can finally increment as well. I need to make sure incoming chars, current word should be, so I actually can do this, oops, quota equals the number of non-space equals W at the current word. Okay. How do I want to do this? So I think how I want to do this is all lines starts at like just a complete empty array. This is going to be 2D. And then we have our variables. So current word equals index 0. Yeah, I think that's all I need. How do I want to do this? While the current word is less than the length of all the words, so it's a valid index in words, the quota equals the length of words at the current word. So this is like the start of the line, as is the number of non-spaces is equal to the length of words at the current word. Fine. While, do I do a double while? While, I guess I care about the quota is less than, maybe I can increment current word plus equals 1. So incoming chars is equal to 1 plus words at current word. Oh, wait, will I have index problems? I can just break out if current word is greater than or equal to length of words, then break out. Otherwise, there could be another line. Oops, there could be another word we could add to this line. Next line is equal to words at the current word. And then if this is the case, then all lines dot append the next line. So we're accurately like saying, look, if there's no more words to add, then just add this final line with this one word in it to the all lines array. Otherwise, incoming chars is 1 plus space plus the next word's a lot of chars. If the incoming chars, or maybe while the incoming chars plus the quota is less than or equal to max width, that tells us we can safely next line dot append, we can safely add words at the current word. We can safely add this one. Maybe I don't need the number of non-spaces thing yet, because I think I'm going to do that later. Might be more fast to do it here, but I think I want to keep my thoughts separate. So while this is the case, incoming chars is this. The quota can be incremented by the incoming chars, and current word plus equals 1. And incoming chars equals 1 plus words at the current word. Again, if current word is greater than or equal to the length of words, then we want to all lines that append next line. We want to break out. Incoming chars equals 1 plus the words at the current word, and then yeah, is that it? Is that fine? I feel like I wanted to do something else and I've forgotten. Next line dot append the words the current word quota. Incoming chars current word plus equals 1. Moving the current word across. It should be fine, right? Okay. Anyway, once we break out of this while loop, that indicates that this condition failed, which means the next line contains words and spaces that that won't fit the quota. Oh, sorry, that will fit the quota, and therefore all lines should now get next line, which means I guess I don't need to write it here, because when I break out, I'm a bit concerned about indexing. Should I just say, nah, it should be fine. Because I'm checking here if the current, and then I'm doing it, and then I'm indexing here, like the indexing is here. So it should be fine. Quota gets updated, everything gets, okay, so it should be fine. So my hope is basically all lines is organized, you know, all lines is organized the words into their appropriate line. And then from there, so now that I've got that, I can basically say, I can basically be like, for each line in all lines, right? How many letters non-space letters are there? Also, I guess how many words, but that'll be easy to find. How many words? So this will take like O of n time. And then, therefore, based on max width, how many spaces? And we've guaranteed by being careful with the +1 plus bit, like making sure that every word, every two words, every adjacent pair of words has a space between them, we know that there'll be sufficient spaces. How many spaces are there? And then I guess the idea is the number of gaps between words, between words will equal the number of words minus 1. So what I'm saying is, like, let's say a line has like a word here and a word here and a word here. This is a particular line. 4 words, there's going to be 3 gaps to put spaces in, right? Which means there should be at least 3 spaces available. But also, let's say there's 4 spaces available. Like, let's say max width is like 7 or something. And then like, oh, wait, let's say 8. And then, you know, each word here has a size of 1. Then there's 3 spaces left, but there's 3 gaps left. Sorry, there's 3 gaps left, but there's 4 spaces that I need to use to fill up the line to 8, which means this guy should get 2, you should get 1, and you should get 1, because left gets priority. So in my mind, if I do 4 divided by 3, that is the number of gaps divided by, no, sorry, the number of spaces available or required divided by the number of gaps, that tells me space per gap. And if I do 4 modulo 3, that tells me how many gaps, left gaps, need an extra space. So like, you know, in this case, 4 mod 3 means 1, which means if I was to split the spaces evenly, 1 each, then there'd be 1 left over. So the leftmost would have to take an extra space. That's the idea. So I think that's what I'll do. So let me see. For line in current, what? In all lines, I mean. Num words equals length of line. Num chars is equal to, what is it? It wasn't easy. Is there an easy way to do this? Can I be like sum of the length of W for W in line? Does that work? I get the length, I get the length of each word, put it in a list, and sum them up. I think that'll work. That should be fine. Therefore, num spaces, well, num gaps is equal to num words minus 1, and num spaces is equal to max width minus the num chars. Fine. So then what do we say? We said num spaces equal number of spaces is equal to the number of spaces divided by the number of gaps, floor division, right? The leftover spaces equals the number of spaces mod the number of gaps. Fine. So then, how do I want to do this? Do I want to do a while loop? I equals 0. While I is less than leftover spaces. Oh, wait. I need to make sure I construct this correctly. So let's take this example where, you know, this is equal to 1 and this is equal to 1. That means that I need to take the first word, write it down, and then give 2 spaces. and then take the second word and then give one space. Then take the third word and write one space, and then just write the fourth word with no spaces. Now, what's the better way? I think the best way to do this is, if I think of it like this is index 0, I write the word, while I is less than leftover spaces. How do I return this? So it's a list of strings. Okay, fair enough. Where each string represents a line. So while I is less than, so maybe if I say my transformed or justified line is equal to nothing, maybe I can make it firstly equal to line at 0, because we know there should be at least one word. Justified line starts there. While I is less than leftover spaces, I think it's fair to say justified line plus equals a space multiplied by equal number of spaces plus 1. This is saying for like, and then also justified line plus equals line at I plus 1. Is that right? This will definitely iterate the right number of times, right? Because I've already added word 0, and then while I is less than 1, for our example, while I is less than leftover spaces, we do 1 plus 1 here, right? Equal number of spaces is 1 plus the extra 1 to give us 2, and then we add the next word, sorry. Only reason I thought to do a while loop is because I wanted to keep the I in the outer scope. Yeah, and then while I is less than number of words, that is, oh man, wait. Should I increment first? And then add the line, add this one, add the word. Justified line equals line at I after you increment. While I is less than leftover spaces, add the number of spaces, add the word. Add the number of spaces, add the word. Add the number of spaces, add the word. So I think I have to increment again. Maybe not. No, I don't. While I is less than number of words, while I plus 1, while I plus 1 is less than number of words, justified line plus equals a space times equal number of spaces. I plus equals 1. Justified line plus equals line at I. I think. What if the modulus goes to 0? What happens? Okay, let me try that. So let's say that we had 4 spaces. So we had 4 gaps, and we have 4 spaces for it. Then, obviously, ignore this. Then you have, your word. Well, actually, this while loop just won't run. Justified line starts at the first word, so that's definitely already written in. The while loop just won't run, and then you go down to here and you say while I plus 1, I would have been here at this point. While I plus 1 is a valid index, put in the space, increment I, write in the word. Put in the space, increment the I, write in the word. Put in the space, increment the I, put in the space, increment the... I think this works. I think it works. So space times the equal number of spaces plus 1. Because you've already put the first word in, so... Yeah, okay. I think it might be a bit weird if there's like a small number of words in the line. Then it might be a strange thing. But yeah, like for example, if a line consists of just one word and no spaces, and oh yeah, wait. If you have one word and then a few spaces, I think this will break because it will try to. Okay. Maybe I'll try something like, if the length of the justified line is less than the max width, then then justified line, I guess I'll just pad it, right? This is specifically for the case of like if you have one word. If you have two words, then the spaces will just go between the words. That's not a problem. If you have one word, then I think there will be issues. I don't actually know what to expect. Are there any examples? Like not there, like acknowledgement like that. So I think in this case, justified line will happen. Leftover spaces will be number of gaps. Number of gaps will be 0. Number of gaps will be 0. Ooh, okay, that might be a problem. Okay. If num words, I'll handle the case separately. In which case, I don't think I'll need this. Where am I? I lost it. Oh. If number of words is equal to 1, then justified line is equal to line at 0 plus enough spaces to fill the line. Max width minus the number of chars. Okay. And we can continue. And I guess I need like an answer, right? Answer dot append the justified line. This is horrible. The more I write, the more I realize how bad this is, but it's fine. Also, they said something about the last line. It should be left justified. So I actually don't want all the lines. Up to -1. Okay, last line is equal to all lines at -1. I have to also append things to answer. So I think after all these while loops, ans.append, I think if I say justified line, I think that's right. Last line is this one. So are they saying that no extra spaces? Okay, so I guess I can do something similar. Number of words, number of chars. Justified line equals last line at 0 for I in range 1 up to the number of words, justified line plus equals a space, justified line plus equals the word, and then same kind of thing over here. If No, never mind. If the length of justified line is less than max width, then justified line plus equals a space times enough spaces to fill the line. And then answer dot append justified line. It's quite ugly. I don't like it, but I have so much white space. There you go. It's like to separate my thoughts out. Look at this. So much looping, and I feel like a lot of these breaks are a bit unelegant, but it's fine. Alright, I really doubt this is going to be right straight away, but let me try some cases that I think are a bit calmer. So like, if you have hello do you like the moon? Right, and then like the maximum is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll say 8. Whoops. I added an integer to a string. Length. My bad. It's how many letters in that word there are, plus 1 for the space. How many times did I do that? Oh, I've done it a few times. Okay. 1 plus word. Okay. Oh, I tried so hard to... Wait, how does that work? How can I have... I thought I was guaranteed a valid index because num words is equal to the length of line. So, like, I can't be an invalid index, I thought. Was my thinking. But last line num words. I have range 1 up to num words. Like, if it's an invalid index, this shouldn't run, I thought. This is the line, right? 65? Now 66. Last line at num words. Unless... Because I used num words a few times, right? I can rename it, but there can't be a scope problem, surely. Like, I'm just thinking if I made it global or something, but it's all within a scope. So I don't understand why... Am I tripping out? Like, this is outside the for loops and the while loops and everything, yeah. Last line is equal to the very last line in all lines. Num words is equal to the length of that. Oh! Because I copied and pasted. Whoops. I try... getting stuck between camel case and... So I feel like Pythonic thing is... Whoa. Yeah. Okay. It's Pythonic to do snake case, right? Oh, not again. What? Back to here. Again, how? Last line is equal to this. Number of words is equal to length of the last line. Number of chars is equal to the number of chars in the last line. Justified line is equal to last line at 0. For I in range 1 to num words, num words equals 2. Which is good. The fact that it knows the last number of words is 2, because that's what it should be, for shall be. But for some reason, thinks that... Like, what's tripping me out is I don't even think that's... I don't even realize it should be possible for this to happen. Let me print what last line looks like. Because it must not look like what I think it looks like. Because in my mind it looks like shall be, but... What? How is there an index issue? Am I spelling it wrong? Last line. Last line. I is equal to 1. And shall be looks like that. I'm bugging out. What? Why? List index is out of range. Is it because I'm like... That doesn't even make sense. Last line number of words is equal to 2. There are 2 words, shall and be. That's hence why it says 2. Number of chars, I assume, would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. The justified line starts with the first word, and then for each subsequent word from index 1 to the end, just add it in. Oh, no. What? I'm an idiot. Oh. Oh, I forgot to return. Bro, I put... Don't ask too many questions. Oh, of course it works. Oh, of course it works. I'm so confident. I'm so confident. It's been a long day, alright? It's only midday, but... Oh, it's 3. Oh, it's 3 o'clock. Whoops. But, lost track of time. But also, don't bully me. Oh. Wait, I didn't give a number, did I? What if I put like 6,000? Wait, how big can it be? 100. Okay, I'll do that instead. Constraints are pretty nice, actually. So it should be like just one big, yeah. Oh, they didn't close the array. That's interesting. Do. We like know that max, yeah, okay. Uh, 7? I'm still thinking about that. I was so confident. What? Oh, my bad. 15? Ooh, yeah, fine. I mean, I don't know where it could go. Okay, like, surely that's... Like, if my thing can figure out to do that, surely it's fine. Like, it's doing all the bits and pieces. Nice. Simple. Very good, very good. Okay, well, it made sense. The solution made sense. It's a bit unwieldy. It's just a bit, like, long. I mean, they did change the rules for the last line, which makes it annoying. But I feel like this you can probably... Like, watch someone else's solution be like 6 lines long. Okay, it is shorter, but not by as much as I thought. They're just a bit cleverer. Yeah, fair enough. Anyway. Still, the new... Oh, okay. It's not by much. Well, that was good.